If you guys have been looking down different rabbit holes of making money online, chances are you've seen something about Lead Gen J pop up along the way. He focuses his course all on lead generation, specifically building landing pages, running traffic, and selling leads to local businesses online. What's up guys, it's Erica here from The In-Between. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on any of my future Make Money Online reviews like this one. If you are watching this video, then you're probably wondering how this whole lead gen model actually works and if you can realistically build something like this from scratch online. The whole idea is that you generate leads and either rent them out or sell them per call or per business. But before you go all in on the lead gen itself, I want to break down what he actually teaches, how the model itself is set up, what people aren't always saying about the course itself up front, and whether or not this is something you can realistically rely on to make money online in 2026. Or if you're looking for something that's way more simple, more scalable, and actually allows you to build something you own 100% online, much like the digital assets I've been building for years now that continue to pay me every single month like clockwork, then go ahead and check out the link in the description below for a free training that goes over the whole business model in more detail. And just a quick disclaimer before we get started, guys, I'm not affiliated with Lead Gen J in any way. This is all just my honest take based on my own research of the platform, experience with the business model, and what other real users are saying about it online. With that being said, let's dive right in. So Lead Gen J is a done-for-you cold email system created by Feldman, and the whole idea is that his team sets up everything for you so that you can start sending emails and booking calls without dealing with all of the technical setup. So what he's really promising here is pretty simple in nature. You get your domains set up, your inbox is ready, your lead lists built, and your email sequences written. And the whole goal is that you can just step in, start conversations, and close deals instead of trying to figure out everything out from scratch. So he really positions this whole setup as this fast way to generate leads without having to run ads, build content, or really having to spend a bunch of capital up front. And he throws out big numbers like getting up to 1,500 leads a day and waking up to booked calls. So inside Lead Gen J, you're basically getting a done-for-you setup that includes your email infrastructure, your lead list, and your email copy. And his team sets up all of your domains and mailboxes so that your emails don't go straight to spam, which is obviously one of the biggest issues with cold email itself. Then you get around 10,000 leads that are supposed to match your target audience, and these are the same emails that you can start reaching out to. Beyond that, you also get 3 email sequences written for you, like your initial message, a follow-up, and then a final push email. So instead of writing everything yourself, you're basically starting with a bunch of DFY templates. And on top of all of that, they also do give you access to their school community with a lot of members where you can learn the basics of cold email and see what other people in the program are doing. And then there's an AI tool that helps you personalize all of your emails, but that's also obviously a monthly cost on top of everything. Now, when it comes to their online reputation, you'll obviously find a ton of social proof over on their landing page, as you can see here. And beyond that, over on Trustpilot, the program does have a 4.9 star rating, and there are a ton of positive reviews talking about the whole setup being helpful and the system working well in terms of getting emails out and avoiding spam. Some people even say it helped them get started faster, which obviously makes sense because the hardest part is usually the beginning. But then there are also a ton of reviews that feel a little vague, where people say it's good, but they also don't really share clear results or actual members. And that's always something I try to pay attention to when reviewing these programs. And beyond that, there are a lot of people that get stuck with the follow-up process, and a lot of people saying that once the system is set up, they feel kind of stuck. Like they don't really know how to improve their campaigns or what to really do next if things aren't working out for them. Now, moving on to the price, you obviously will have to book a discovery call with them just to know exactly how much you're in for at the beginning. But from what I've seen online, the base price for Lead Gen J is around $97, which sounds affordable at first, especially for a DFY setup. But this is where things start stacking up, because to actually run the system yourself, you also need tools like Instantly, multiple inboxes, and domains. And that adds up extremely quickly if you're around $50 or more per month just to keep things running. And beyond that, there are obviously a ton more upsells for better replies, A to B testing, and a full program that can cost around $1,500 or more. So that $97 entry point can turn into a much bigger investment pretty fast. But again, guys, the real issue here isn't just the price itself, it's more of the business model. Because in 2026, guys, the cold email game is all about volume, which means you're sending a lot of emails, most people ignore you, some people get annoyed, and a very small percentage even respond. And even if you do send a lot of emails, the response rates are extremely low. So you might send hundreds or even thousands of emails just to get only a handful of actual conversations. And then from those conversations alone, only a few might turn into actual calls and conversions. So the whole idea of waking up to book calls sounds great in theory, but the reality is you're putting in consistent effort dealing with rejection and constantly tweaking your approach and efforts just to catch somebody's attention. And beyond that, there's the whole technical side of things, meaning you have to constantly manage inboxes, watch your deliverability, avoid spam filters, and replace domains if they get burned. So at the end of the day, guys, this is not something that's passive at all. And on top of that, you're competing with a ton of other people doing the exact same thing, which means businesses are getting flooded with cold emails every single day. So standing out these days is that much harder than ever. That's why instead of chasing leads through cold emails and hoping people even respond, I'd much rather put all of my energy into building something where the leads come directly to me. That's why if you guys have been following me for a while now, you already know I focus all my time and energy on building digital assets instead. And what that means is building small websites around local services that people are already searching for and need all over the US, like roofing, plumbing, or fencing repair. And then you rank those same sites to the very top of Google so that they show up first when real people in that area need help. And because the demand is already there, all of the calls keep coming in even when I'm not even actively touching the site. And when the leads do start rolling in, that's when I rent out the site to a local business owner who wants more customers in the area, and they in turn pay me every single month just to keep all the calls coming. And that's the real reason why building digital assets works so well, because you're the one controlling 100% of your assets. Meaning if somebody ever decides to cancel on you, you still own 100% of your websites, and you simply just find another business owner in the same niche who's willing to take on the leads, and your income keeps going. For example, as you guys can see here, I built this fencing repair site in Colorado Springs a couple years ago, and to this day, that same site continues to bring in calls without me even having to touch the site. And what's more is the same business owner is more than happy to keep paying me every single month like clockwork, because all of those leads help his business grow. And because you work in local markets around the US, that usually means the competition is low and the demand for scalability is high. That's why I also built this stucco plaster site in the same city that works the same exact way. And it also really just proves just how strong the digital assets model is, because I built both of these sites years ago at this point, guys, and they've been continuing to pay me ever since. All right, guys, that's it for my full review of the Lead Gen J platform. If you guys found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any future reviews just like this one. And if you guys want to learn more about building digital assets, the same model I personally leverage to earn passive income every single month, then go ahead and check out the link in the description below, where you'll find a free training that goes over the whole business model in more detail. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.